Whose Life Is It Anyway is one of the most chillingly beautiful and challenging films that I have ever seen. I'd heard some good things about this film, but I was surprised to see that there are only 2,600 reviews for it on IMDb. I thought it was a much more popular film than that, but it does have a rating of 7.3 out of 10, which I think is very respectable. I think it should have 8 out of 10, maybe more. I genuinely loved this film. It was released in 1981, directed by John Badham, with a screenplay by Brian Clark, based on the play by Clark. And I will say I will absolutely never see this on stage, because I will cry. And crying in public is never fun. So it's not one that I would ever see on stage, but the film is one I would happily watch again. So it stars Richard Dreyfuss as Ken Harrison, who is in a tragic accident at the very beginning of the film, one of the first scenes, and that scene itself is so powerful. I don't know how they did it. I assume they used some kind of projection device with the car, but just to see it and know that that kind of thing happens fairly regularly is it's difficult. It's difficult to watch. But he becomes paralysed from the neck down, and pretty much the entire film is about his stay in hospital. And kind of to get him better, back to kind of feeling slightly more normal. But because he is paralysed from the neck down and is never really going to walk or be able to move again, it's just about caring for him and, helping him mentally come to terms with things. But he doesn't necessarily want to come to terms with this, and he just wants to die. And the film questions whether or not he should be allowed to take his own life or, be assisted with suicide, because obviously he can't move from the waist down. He can't, from the neck down, he can't obviously take his own life. And then they're kind of getting to the legal side of it and whether or not it's right or wrong. Now, assisted suicide is illegal, certainly in the UK. I'm not sure about America, I would assume so. But this is slightly different because this is about somebody who is paralysed from the neck down, is, quote unquote, a vegetable. And that's quite horrible to watch, but beautiful at the same time to see these nurses and doctors caring for him and being there for him and trying to make him laugh. And he has a great personality. He's not just depressed for the entire film. He tries to keep his spirits up. He makes jokes. He's jovial. He's flippant. He's got a great rapport with a lot of the nurses. And I think one of the main reasons why this works so well is because Ken as a character is so likeable. He is so lovable, and you start to believe him. I mean, I spent a lot of the film thinking, well, if he wants to die, that's his decision. But at the same time, I thought the world shouldn't lose somebody as brilliant as Ken. And I wasn't sure which direction this film would take. By no means will I spoil the ending for you, or even anything that happens after the halfway mark, because it's very back and forth. 1 minute I think he's going to go through with it, the next I think he's going to get this zest for life back, and it's very unclear, very, very unclear which path it's going to take. And that's one of the reasons why I think it's so beautiful, because it's so unpredictable, and you're just there with Ken on this journey, and it's stunning. But it's also exceptionally emotional, very, very emotional. And I'm not welling up. It's beautiful. It's well shot, and it's very tastefully done. It's very sensitively done, because while there is a little bit of comedy in this, because it is a comedy drama, mainly because Ken is such a comedic personality, it is, I think, very respectful. There are obviously a lot of people, unfortunately, in this kind of position, and it definitely questions kind of what we would do in that situation and how we would feel. And I don't know. I don't know what would happen if the people I love dearly were in this position, or if I was in this position. It's quite difficult, and it's exceptionally powerful. I truly loved it from start to finish. It's sensational. If you haven't seen it, give it a watch, but make sure that you are prepared for a journey. It's difficult, but it's amazing.